you to introduce yourself to our viewers?
Well, my name's Terry Brown. I'm the twinning coordinator for the St Vincent de Paul Society in England, and we have links long established with the St Vincent de Paul Society in Guyana.
My name is John Wilde. I'm the twinnage officer for the Diocese of Arundel and Brighton in England, which is just south of London, and I'm also a member of the National Twinnage Committee, and we're here to meet our twin brothers and sisters in Guyana.
A lot of people might not know what SSVP means. Could you tell us a little more about that?
Yes, certainly. The St Vincent de Paul Society was founded in France in 1833, England in 1844, and I think has now been established for just over 150 years in Guyana. It's parish-based groups of individuals, and the aim is our prayer says, seek and find those who are forgotten, and to bring your suffering to the deprived. So we aim to look for the people in our communities who need our help and help them just by visiting and helping and providing assistance where we can.
What are some of the works that the SSVP do?
Well, mostly it is the visiting, person-to-person visiting. I should say there are 800,000 members in 150 countries. It's grown quite wild, but the most of the work is just the local work, but there are larger projects going on in various countries, and in Guyana in particular, you have 5 homes for the elderly, where you're looking after the people in your communities, and this is excellent work.
You're here in Guyana for a visit. What really is the purpose of your visits?
Well, we link our parishes in England with the parishes in Guyana. So we're hoping to develop more links where they will communicate better with each other, and we send a small sum of money each quarter which they can use for their work here. So we want to be able to meet the people, to see the work, and to be able to go back to England and tell our brothers and sisters in England what's happening.
Okay. Would you like to share a little more on?
Yes, one other aspect of our work, we're also trying to set up some fairly small but sustainable projects through the groups that we're meeting through our twin brothers and sisters in Guyana. So that's one of the purposes of our visit today.
Okay. What are some of your expectations of the SVP here in Guyana?
Well, the SVP here in Guyana is doing wonderful work, and we're here partly to encourage them in that work, to help them develop, and also, as I say, to develop some of these small-scale projects. There were some projects set up about 5 years ago, and we're now looking to expand and develop some of these.
Okay. How do you network with the other SVP groups within the other countries?
Largely the twinnage program. There are 3 aspects of the twinnage program. One is prayer, that during our meetings we pray for each other. The second is the financial support that Terry mentioned a little bit earlier, that we provide some funds for them to help the needy in their particular areas. And the third aspect is correspondence. And what we like to do is encourage the twin in England and Wales to write to the twin here and vice versa, and just to give a little bit more information about the sort of help they're providing to the poor and needy.
I know the SVP do a lot of good works, but what are some of the challenges you face?
In Guyana, you mean, or around the world? I guess these problems are common around the world to a large extent. Some of the challenges are actually finding and locating the people who are most in need, and then sort of befriending them, seeing what their particular needs are, and then offering whatever help we can in their particular circumstances. For example, here in Guyana, the conferences are very often helping needy families, perhaps you know, a widow who's got children to keep, or perhaps in some cases blind people, in other cases school children who can't afford uniforms or books for their schoolwork. So there are various types of assistance that can be given.
I would say that one of the other challenges is finding members to do the work, and also establishing groups in parishes which don't have groups. There are 19 groups in Guyana at the moment, so that's quite a good number. It has fluctuated a bit in years, but obviously if anybody's watching this is in a parish which doesn't have a group, please contact our president here, Brother Winston Plater, and get going. Thank you.
Yes. You mentioned about helping especially the poor,
Mm-hmm.
or people who need assistance.
Sure.
Those are some of the things you do here in Guyana.
Those are some of the things that are being done here in Guyana, yes. They are also being done in our conferences in the UK. People don't realise that even in England, where we have a welfare state, there are people who are homeless through various circumstances, and so we provide food banks, for example, to help those sort of people.
I think you mentioned earlier that you guys have homes.
You have homes here. We do have some in
Oh.
England as well, yes, and in other countries as well. Yes, there are homes, mostly homes for the elderly.
Okay. Funding, how does that come about?
Generally, the conferences in England and Wales, we have several sources of funding, but primarily after each meeting we have what we call a secret collection, so people donate an amount into the collection, and this is part of the funding. We also receive a little bit of money through, for example, church collections. Perhaps once a year we'll ask the congregation to support the SVP. And then occasionally we are left legacies of people die who have been familiar with the work of the SVP, and they may leave some money in their wills.
Okay.
And that would be the same in Guyana as well. It's the collecting money from the members, collecting money from the parishioners, and hopefully some other income that you can find, other income sources.
Yes.
That people can pick up from time to time. But the routine money is coming from the members and from the parishioners.
Okay. Well, it was really great having you on our program. Is there any other thing you would like to share with us?
I think just a couple of cases we've met, if I may. We've met some very needy people on our travels here, but we were particularly taken with one lady in one of our homes in Sacred Heart, who was, I don't know how old, but quite old, but looking after her daughter who'd had a stroke, who was also living in the home with her. And she was cooking plantain chips, which she was selling to raise income to feed herself and her family. So, we've met some very needy people. That's just one example that stuck in my mind. Just to say, example in England, my own group at Christmas, one of our parishioners who originates in Poland fell off a ladder and broke his leg, so he was unable to work. So again, we provided him with food to help him and his family over Christmas. So we get cases in both countries. It's not all. Most of our money is spent on helping the people in the country. It's just a little that we can manage to send to our twin countries. And the work in Guyana, I have to say, has impressed us greatly.
Yes, indeed. And I think one other thing, we visited Region 1 at the start of this week, and I was very impressed the way two priests were dealing with something like over 30 parish centres, how they were having to cope with this. Perhaps in some parish centres they're only having a priest once a month. But the work of the SVP is very important on the support of the parish priests, and certainly the ones we've met have been extremely supportive. So we're very grateful for that.
Okay. Well, I must thank you for doing all the great works that you're doing, and I continue to pray that you will continue the works of the SVP.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and just our thanks to all our members. The members here are doing the great work. They're just coming in here and doing what they're doing, so they deserve the credit.